I think if it's a good thing for a world, we should do it. But you'd be shocked how little time we spend thinking about how to monetize things, honestly.
This is Kaz Najatian, Chief Operating Officer and VP of Product at Shopify. On the 24th of January 2023, e-commerce giant Shopify announced that they were increasing their pricing, which came off as a surprise considering this was their first major pricing change in 12 years. This change meant that the basic plan went from being $29 to $39 per month, the Shopify plan from $79 to $105 per month, and the advanced plan from $299 to $399 per month. That's about a 33% increase across the board. When the news broke, Shopify was met with pushback. A lot of it. Before we get into why they decided to change their pricing, we first need to understand Shopify's business model. So Shopify makes money in two ways. One is through subscriptions, where business owners pay a monthly recurring fee to Shopify to use their platform, and the other being merchant solutions, where they help users with things like payment processing, shipping, and finding investment. Back in 2012, 19% of their revenue was brought in by merchant services and the remaining by subscription services. That number jumped to over 45% in 2015. Cut to 10 years later, in 2022, their revenue mix had completely swapped, with merchant solutions accounting for about 74% of their revenue. What's interesting is that, while there is a 33% increase in costs for their subscription services, there seems to be no change in their merchant solution pricing. But why now? Why change your pricing strategy after over a decade of leaving it unchanged? Well, it makes perfect sense if you're Shopify. There's two possible outcomes. Either their customers see the value that Shopify is providing and don't mind paying the extra money, which would increase their revenue, or some customers might stop using Shopify, which wouldn't hurt them too much anyway, considering the fact that subscriptions only brought in about 26% of their revenue. Another thing to consider here is that their biggest competitor, BigCommerce, recently came out saying that they're going to shift focus towards enterprise customers. With no other major players in the entry-level market, there was very little risk in raising its prices. This decision of Shopify's had very little downside, but a lot of upside to it. This was a no-brainer for them. But what about Shopify's customers?
If you think of Shopify, we our merchants, I think for every $38 our merchants make, we make one, and that's literally the goal is to accrue far more benefit to the community than we take. If you think of the community as being one thing, as being a thing that exists independently of the corporate structure, what you try to do is maximize the benefit to the community. That's kind of how we think about it.
Are they just victims of the giant corporation's predatory pricing as some people are claiming? Let me know what you think.